Rob's heard me say this before. I remember 1648. Mitch Marner is number 16. 1,648 new housing assisted opportunities since 2006. That's one of the best records in Ontario. And the reason that's important, and I'm going to talk about a couple of little anecdotes here, and I want to commend our social and our housing people. And in 2006, it was Jane, when she was treasurer, Pat Moyle, we got together, we put our money in, and we were capable of producing 1,648 new units. It's important to note, housing is a provincial responsibility, and the federal government in the last election campaign, who promised to help with funding, we're now coming up to their 4 years. We haven't received very much money from them as well. But the reason it's so important, and I'll give 2 examples, 3 actually. When we were out at Aldershot Village, some of the councillors were there with us and will remember. We went out there. There was a nice chap there that was getting up to speak. He was 72 years old. I said to him, "Sir, you don't look like you're 72 years old. It must be the good Halton water." And he said, "Actually, I'm Scottish. I drink a lot of scotch. That's why I look young." But then he got up and he said, "Thank you for saving my life." And that Aldershot Village facility there, "Thank you for saving my life." There was another nice lady in there. She had lost her 2 sons and her husband, and it was right around Thanksgiving, and she said, "These have become my family." So when we will look at the 1,648, we need to realize that it's people that we're talking about when we're talking about those opportunities. The final one I will tell you, and Gordie's heard this one as well. It's kind of a funny story we did. Martin House, Gord was there. Now, Gord, at that particular one, some of it, I think you've heard it, the new councillors haven't. Gord's smiling already. He had a couple of kids, 2 ladies that were in grade 5 with Gord Krantz. So they brought a picture up of little Gordie Krantz in grade 5 in his Montreal Canadian uniform. What year was that about, Gordie? 40s? That's 1840 or 1740? 1940. So here he was, he came in with this beautiful picture of him. And afterwards I said to the nice ladies, I said to them, "So Gord Krantz has been the longest serving mayor. He's so well liked in the province of Ontario and across Canada." I said, "Did you ever think little Gordie Krantz would grow up to be so successful?" She looked at me and she looked at him and said, "We never thought he'd get out of grade 5. The reason I tell that story, and I don't think Gord will mind if I tell him, there were tears in his eyes when we did the opening, because the people that we're talking about could be your grade 5 people. And I know Gord, because I've talked to him, probably one of the greatest days. There he was, helping people that he'd been in grade 5 with. And they're the type of people that we're putting in there, and they are living there, and a great facility. So every time we remember this, we need to remember there are stories and people behind it.